YouTube, what's up? Early morning on them. I think it's gonna be a cold day today. As you can see, I'm forced to wear clothing, unfortunately. Um, really just want to, just make a video, just talking about just me and like how people, people get angry about certain things, and I know, people get worked up. So when it comes to diet choices, people going whether it's vegetarian or cooked vegan or raw vegan, whatever. I honestly do not care what you do because that is your personal situation. So really, all I'm trying to do is make a shift of the paradigm. I'm not. I just want people to understand that these other ways of life are here. Whether it's just going simply vegetarian and still eating cheese or whatever, because it's going. I know everybody can't be saved. You know what I mean? Because you got to want to save yourself. So not everybody's going to switch. It's like you can switch or you can have cancer. It's whatever you want to do, but all I'm saying is whatever you do, it's here to teach a lesson, either to yourself or to others. So you're basically a manifestation of a lesson of your choices. So, I mean, if you choose it, you got to live it. And anybody out there vegetarian or vegan or whatever, I'm not mad at you. Man, if you really knew me, like, which you really don't. If you really knew me, you would know I'm cool as hell. I'm really one of the coolest, most down-to-earth people there are. But I just I have to show the full spectrum. I can't leave a stone unturned. Like, people just, I have, like, if you want to take it as high as possible, we can talk whatever. We can talk about whatever. That's all I'm saying is that, like, I have to express it all. I have to say everything, from all levels. Because if not, then I'm just doing a disservice, I feel. Because there will be people that want to go breatharian. There will be people that want to just go to straight liquids or just drink water. It will be people that want to do that, so I can't leave anyone out. I'm not leaving anyone out because you never know what you could help bring out of somebody. So that's why I talk about everything like the way I do. And when it comes to the fruitarian thing, I know people got hot about that one. I know people got upset. Well, really, a tomato is a fruit. An avocado is a fruit. Like, it's the fruiting part of the plant that's a fruit. So, really, I'm tackling people's perception or idea of it more so than the actual factual. Because, you could be a fruitarian and have a gang of fats in your diet, or you could be a fruitarian and eat too much sugar. But from my personal experience, what I've seen is the fruitarians seem to eat way too much sugar. And if you think you don't need your pancreas to break that down, especially something like bananas, which is starch based, then rip your pancreas out then. Just get rid of that thing if you think you don't need it to be to break down those sugars. Those ducts can still get inflamed and clogged with mucus even if you're eating 30 dates. Like, it doesn't, just because it might be simple, a simple sugar, doesn't mean it doesn't have a compounding effect if you're eating it over time and if you're eating too much at once, which most people do. And I know that's very difficult for people to grasp because, that their stomach is the size of their personal fist. So that's the size of your stomach. That's the amount of food you should be eating at one time. And of course, when you chew your food, you make it smaller. But just know that this is where the stomach is. This is the size of it. A little small thing, a little bit over here, kind of to the left a little bit. That's where your stomach is, and that's about the size of it. You can do whatever you want, man. Again, you are will and consciousness, so you can do whatever you want. And it's not, I already carved out my heavenly habitat. So, do whatever you wish to do. Really, like, I possess a gang of energy. People have no idea. People have no idea what I go through on a day-to-day basis. That's why I don't complain. That's why I don't leave any excuses, because everybody's going through something. Everybody has their own challenges. then everybody has their own gifts, which can be a curse if you let it be. So, people just need to know that, I'm not totally concerned with this dense physical matter form of life all the time. I'm not I don't want to say I wish, but I have to protect myself, and I can't let there's a level of which I can let you in, and I can't let you in any further. And like maybe if I met you on a personal level and I felt you out, then we could talk. Maybe I'll let you pick my brain a little bit then, but at this point, there's too many mediums here, and I gotta protect myself like everybody gotta protect themselves. So just know, like that. There's other things going on in my life. It's not all hunky dory. You think it's just simple, like everything is just easy. Like, nah, it's definitely self discipline. I come from poisoned America. I come from basically the crime land. That's what America is. It was built off slavery. That's what I come from, and I come from slave owners and slaves themselves. So, I was born sick too, but I'm not about to lie and say everything is fine and okay just so everybody feels better. The truth, that will make you free. It really will, and you can't hide anything. Like there is no hiding, really. Everything in the darkness will come to the light, and vice versa. And sometimes I put my body on ice, and just go straight calisthenics and don't lift weights, and that because I'm doing other things from a mental or spiritual, whatever level you want to say, other things that I'm tackling at that moment, where I just had to put the dense level on ice a little bit, and I can't totally focus on it. Whatever I'm doing, I give it my whole. If I'm building a house, whether I'm renovating a house, whether I'm digging a well, whether I'm making a windmill, whatever it is, it's getting my whole. Because I don't want anything done half-assed. That's the thing about playing games, blood sacrifices, playing sports. It's difficult for me to give it my whole because I know the underlying, influences and factors that go into sports and why people play them and why people watch them and the whole shebang. So it's difficult for me to give it my all because I know better. If you know better, you do better. And that's why most athletes are slaves. I mean, below $100 million. Look at Antoine Walker. That's just one of many. I mean, it's like 75% of all athletes are bankrupt after 3 years after they played their last game. And that's just ridiculous. That's just them never having money. And really, people just, peace and happiness is within you, and it's a calm demeanor. It's not like an overzealous love of life. It's just that calm, oneness and omnipresence with everything, and just knowingness. That's what peace and happiness is. It's not a thing to pursue. It's already there inside you. It's just that you just have to listen to yourself. You have to get right with yourself, and some people haven't mastered and made all the faculties of themselves work for them. Some people are still stuck at that animal level or the set level, and that's their personal struggle. At that level, you can only be concerned with desires and animal tendencies. You can't even think about anything above that. So, I mean, if that's where you're at, that's where you're at, and I'm not mad at you. I know people like that. It's people in my family like that. I'm not judging you. I have to go in as deep as possible and talk about anything and everything. And I know people struggle with a lot of things. Like I used to have a terrible problem with weed. It was terrible. I used to smoke 15 blunts a day at one point. Smoking 15 blunts a day. Most people can't even afford that. That lets you know how much energy I still possessed to be able to feed that addiction. And could have fed it more if I really wanted to, but I probably would have smoked myself to sleep. Because once you get to a point of smoking, you smoke yourself sober and it's totally addiction, and the weed just means nothing. Even the best weed just means nothing. And once you get to that pinnacle, you kind of just see this has a time and a place and I'm abusing it. And this is not how it's supposed to be used. So that's why I tell people to use tea or vaporize it if you have a problem with smoking and you need that quick head change or whatever, just to wean you away from that burnt marijuana, because you changed it. You've changed it as, you know, at a chemical level. You've changed it. You've made it more synthetic. You put a flame to it. Whenever you put your earth and your fire together, you usually have problems putting those two elements together, because you create chemicals. That's why it creates a white ash. You want to stay away from most things that are white. Really, white sugar, bleach white flour, white ash from smoking, you know, and so on and so forth. But that's another thing too. I just want to touch on it real quick. People don't understand, like, the whole albinism thing, like melanin and all that. Like, melanin is dark matter. Melanin is dark matter. Dark matter is what you would call carbon, the basis of all life. The higher the concentration of dark matter or carbon or melanin, what have you, the higher, you know, the greater black would express. That's why you have different shades of black, from red bone to high yellow to cinnamon to blue black, ultraviolet. You know, like, really, what's up? Really though, what I'm saying is that, you know, everyone is black. We all come from black people. That's why you know, people need to stop with the separation. And that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to empower people more than anything. Because, you know, you ask a white person, they'll be like, I don't know, I've never seen a black person that ever looked like me. Well, first of all, what are you considering black? Are you considering only Negroids black? Is that what you're saying? Because straight hair comes from East Africa. All types come from East Africa, or Africa in general. Whatever you want to say. Equatorial regions of Eastern Africa. So you can say that. And the jungles that were once there. And really, all I'm trying to say is that if you do your history and you look at the Aryans come from northern India by way of Eastern Africa. The Vedics and all that, they're East African. She's gonna knock my camera over. Anyway, they're East African. That's why some of the blackest and darkest people in the world are from the Nicobar Islands off the coast of India or in India. And so what are you considering black? Because there's black Mongoloids. You go to Mongolia, there are people way darker than what people would call African or African American, whatever, what have you. So, you know, what is black at that point? Because, you know, are you only associating Negroids with black? Then, you know, if that's the case, then fine. But then there are white Negroids all over. That's albinos. That's what you would call that. And you see it all the time. People with higher concentrations of albinism than others. And even myself, I'm not exempt from any of this. Like I said, I come from the adulterated seed and egg, just like everybody at this point, or most people. I shouldn't say everybody, but most all people. So, if you realize that we all come from blackness and we're all connected and there's no separation, and that the whole color thing is just a distraction. 600 years ago, you could never even do half the shit that you do now, because a lot of your brothers and sisters would be different shades of black. Whether it's pink, what people identify now as white, or beige, what they identify as white, whatever. You know, it's different shades of black. And I have no problem with anybody or anything. Really, like, you know, you're not gonna have me in a hateful, you're not gonna have me hateful. You just won't. And I know how to elicit responses from people. So people, you don't even know me. You really think I have a problem with somebody online? Like, you really think I'm attacking somebody? I've elicited, I gave something that would elicit a response to just bring people closer to the knowledge, and they can do with it what they wish. I don't watch anybody else's videos. So, you know, you can continue to watch mine, or you can never watch me again. Just know that you have no idea what I go through on a day-to-day, just like I have no idea what you go through. I have some idea, because I've been sick before. And I just mean sicker than others, because some are more sick than others. And sick is the norm now, so that's what I'm saying. Normal is sick in all likelihood. So I've been there before, So I know a lot of the things, but it still comes from my perspective, so it's different. But that's, I bring a lot of that to you. And some people just seem to be relating. So it seems to be working. I have no problem with you, man. Anybody. Or woman, whatever, woman. I love everybody, man. I really don't, I don't have problems with anything. Like, I'm living. So, and I'm getting it, so I really, I'm sorry if you get worked up. That's all I can say, like really, like, sorry if you can't control your emotions like that. But hopefully, or maybe you'll will it to change. I don't know. I can't say hope because hope is for suckers. And that's really about it. I don't have much else to say, man. Just over here, getting things done. I got a lot to do today, like usual. It's always something to do out here, like contrary to popular belief. They think you'd be bored in the mountains, but so much to do. It's just perception, Keep yourself busy or stay inactive, whatever you want to do. All right, y'all.